Hi and welcome to my playhouse, and today I have a little new video. I'm gonna be unboxing a computer, not a regular computer but a car computer for checking your car's system if there's something wrong with the car. And it can also do weird stuff on your car, and it's very dangerous because you can also do stuff that you weren't supposed to do in your car. But well, nevertheless, I am on my way to Portugal and I need to do another video so that I have a safety video in case something doesn't go as planned. So we're gonna have a look at this, and yeah, right behind me is my luggage, and yeah, I was kind of happy. I found some extra euros in my safe, so I didn't know I had those. So let's see this. This is a smart diagnostic system D7 from Xtool, and I bought this on Amazon in the US, and it took forever to get here to Denmark, which is pretty far away, but they didn't have it in stock in the UK where I often get my stuff. So this is the box. It did also come in an Amazon box from Amazon, so it was a box in a box, and inside of this is another box. So it has some features. It runs on the Android system. It's a small tablet with a connection going out of it. 7 inches touchscreen, high-speed processor, new UI design, maybe, I don't know. Update special function, auto scan, updates, report. I guess that would be me. Settings, remote, diagnostics, and more. And here are the specs. It's 650 grams, blah 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 blah. Yeah, not 4 cores, 1.6 gigahertz. Okay, so it's actually not that slow, and a decent resolution as well, 1024 times 600. Okay, that's not that bad. Back empty, side not important. Bottom tape, front. It opens really nicely, so you don't have to break everything. So I have had this out of the box. I must admit it's not the first time it comes out, but I have shoved it in here as good as I could. So here is the box in the box, which is a very nice, and I wouldn't drop it from any high places, but it would probably survive that as well. So yeah, on the box it gives us a bit more information. This video is not sponsored. I purchased this with own money. Why did I purchase this with my own money? Well, I bought a new car recently. It's not a new car, it's a new for me car. It's an old car. We're gonna go and have a look at that in a little bit. I haven't washed it, so you're gonna have to get it uncensored. So opening up this toolbox, which has metal handles here to keep it closed. Everything is very nicely packed in here. There is a user manual. I have skimmed it, looked it over, and it's pretty well made. So there is all kind of good information that you can gather in here. So, but I didn't get to why I needed this. When I picked up my new car, which wasn't new, but I picked it up at it was a dealership, and it was a used car, and I hadn't gotten very far before a engine light came on. And I picked up the car Friday night, just before the car dealership closed. If it had been anything else, I would probably have turned it around and went right back to the car dealership and delivered the car back. But it had an engine light, and that came on. And I'm so lucky that I'm a very good friend with my mechanic, and actually my mechanic helped me to purchase this car. So he was the one that drove me down to pick the car up, and we went by his shop, and he has not a similar machine, but a machine that can do some of the same stuff, and they connected that to the computer of the car and found out that it was an sensor on the motor mounting something. So it wasn't critical, But for me, as someone who doesn't know anything about cars, well, the engine light is usually the one that when it lights up, you pull over and you wait for someone to come and pick your car up and drive it directly to the mechanic. I didn't do that. I knew that this car was under warranty, and as long as there was nothing that was getting overheated, I thought that, well, let's just go with it. And it turned out to be this sensor, and this sensor was acting up because as part of the purchase I had the belt in the car replaced, the thing that in Danish it's called a tenrim, but it's a belt with teeth, and you have to align that correctly and stuff. And obviously replacing that, they had messed around with the motor, and that sensor was not having it. Never mind, they reset all the sensors and the systems in the car, and nothing has showed up afterwards. If I had driven my car to any other mechanic, they would have well, the car would be there and they would have a look at it Monday, and then they would find something wrong with this and that and that and this, and I would have had a very nice and lofty bill for them to even look at it. So I thought, I want to be able to check the computer of the car myself and do some Googling before I send it to the mechanic. So that's why I purchased this. This is not that cheap. I think it's almost $400. You will have to check the link in the description. That's an affiliate link. I am gonna rip you off for the few percents that Amazon gives me if you go and purchase that. But I must also say you probably don't need one that is this big and fancy to do. I just wanted to go all in, and it makes better video. So we have the. Let's get some of this out of here. I'm rambling, isn't I? Am I not? So here is the tablet, which is the main thing. Comes in a very nice bag here, which I messed up when I unwrapped it the first time and used way too long to try and make it look good for me to unwrap it again. Awesome. So that's the tablet. On top of the tablet there is a 15-pin connector, which is usually what we in the server and PC world knows as a VGA connection, but in this case it's not a VGA connection. It's to connect to the car, and the car has these weird OBD2 connectors. Every car, newer cars, has these connectors to talk to the computer, and there is a lot of computers in a car. We'll see that when we get out there. So you unwrap this and you screw in this 15-pin connector in the tablet here, and you connect this to your car and you turn on the ignition. You don't turn on the car, you just turn on the ignition, and then the computer will be working and you can do stuff. You can also charge this thing. There's a charging port, USB, mini USB, right over here, and there is a cable for that. It's right here. That's actually a micro USB, my mistake. And there is a charger as well with European plug, American plug, United Kingdom plug. Those two I don't need. So yeah, I need the ones for the European market, but I'm probably never gonna need this. Really feels like they forgot to put anything in here. So these are replaceable, so if I was to suddenly go and become a mechanic in the UK, I could bring my device, bring your own device. So yeah, there, you can put that back. There. That's about it. That was in the case. There was another piece of paper here. I think that's an extremely quick manual and a package list. So yeah, there. You do this, you do that, you do this, that. So very simple start. So the device comes with 3 years of free updating, which is important when you're dealing with cars, especially if I was to go and purchase a new car now in a little bit, when I connect the computer and find out that the car that I purchased is a piece of crap, then I might want to go buy a new one, and then I would be able to update this tablet to also include that car. But it really does do a lot of cars, so I think we should turn this on. Let's see, Xtool works, and I'm here in the corner waving. Somebody had his greasy fingers all over this. I guess he totally forgot that this was supposed to be on video. They kind of made some very nice looking graphics coming into this. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah, so yeah, fix known problems and optimize user experience. Okay. Update. I updated my, there was 98 updates when I turned this on yesterday. So apparently some more stuff is available. But it's pretty cool that updates are available. You also have to connect it to your Wi-Fi. So I have connected it to my Wi-Fi here at my PlayHouse, which is my house. And that's why I could sit just outside in the car and it was updating, no problems whatsoever. Let's install this and see if it becomes happy with me. So app installed, done. So this is just a tablet with an extra connector here, but other than that it has other tablet functions. So you can use this as a tablet, but it has a special icon over here, and when you punch that you will open the program for there. That's how it looks like when you want to do something in your car. So this is my new used car. It's a Seat Leon. It's from 2014-ish. You know, it's a 2015 model. So it's a 2015 when you have to buy it, and it's a 2014 when you have to sell it. That's how they make that little trick. So that's the kind of car that a filthy rich YouTuber like me can afford. Well, kind of. I have already prepared and I have put the computer out here. The port that we have to communicate with is down here. It's that purple thing that is underneath the dash here. So that's one of the connections that you're kicking all the time. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna be connecting the computer. There it is. In my case here, it doesn't feel like it has a very good connection, but I tested it yesterday. It works fine. So probably normally you would connect it to this tablet first, and you would make sure to connect it in the right order. And I'm gonna screw it in here just so that we don't break anything. To be quite honest, this connector is kind of big for this tablet. It feels like it's getting some stress there. Now we have the tablet on. We have it connected to the car down here, just outside of view, and now we can turn on the ignition. And that should be it. It brags about itself over here. See it? Easy blah blah blah. Oh, I can brag a little bit. This car runs really far on the gas. It's diesel actually. I drove 56 kilometers home from work, and that was with 27 kilometers per liter. Very good gas or diesel mileage. So never mind. Now we have the computer here, and we need to let's do an auto scan on my car here, and it will figure out what car we are connected to. Please open the hood. Yeah, it tells me that if I have a very later model, I might have to go into the hood. I don't have to do that, but so now it found a Seat, and it found the model and the VIN number there, and a whole lot of other information there. So that's probably okay. That's the right car. So now we can do different stuff here. We can do an auto scan and it will check all the systems in the car. I think we should do that just so you can see the amount of systems that are in a car. And I do actually have some systems that are failing, and I do think I have a good explanation about that. So see, there is 43 different computer systems in the car. Engine electronic, brakes electronic, climate control. That one is messing with me. Electronic, central locking, electronic, airbag. All-wheel. There is also some systems that I don't have, like all-wheel driving. I don't have that. So, but apparently part of the system is in the car, so it talks to it and discovers that, okay, it's not there, so that's probably not a problem. And driver door electronics. It takes a while to go through all these systems. Power steering is okay. Passenger door electronics. Yeah, there's an issue there as well. There it's done. It gives me an overview of the systems that I should have a look at. Okay, so the passenger door and the driver door electronics, yeah, the first three of them probably has to do with that this car doesn't have any back seats back here. It's kind of a cargo car. It's a work car. It's not meant to drive with passengers. So over here I have the controls for the electric windows in the back, and they are somehow disabled, and I think that has to do with that alarm that I'm getting. Also have that one. So I think that's the electronic that is messing with me, because the car has been rebuilt and you're not supposed to roll up and down those windows for some reason. But that is just my best estimate. You can actually see some more information and you get a bit of a unknown error code here. So that one is not specifically helpful, and that one is equally not as helpful, but it's the same code. And then we get to the third one. It has a little bit more, but it also has something. The tank lid unlocked activation electronic error. So, oh, the reflections here are ridiculous. So something with the tank lid. So there is an issue there that I might be able to solve. I don't get any. At the moment I do have an engine light up here, but that goes out as soon as I turn the car on. Then we have another one. We have a climate control one. I had exactly the same ones yesterday. Function restriction through engine control module. I have no idea what that is, but I have a code here that I could go and Google, so I could get smarter on what all of this is. So I have that option. Another thing that I found yesterday is that when I am connected to the car, it's actually also charging the tablet, which is both good and bad. Yeah, there is all the other stuff that was okay. So we don't need to do anything in here. The car drives. Do you want to exit? Yes. I can do a fast scan. I can do a full diagnostic scan. I thought this one was slow enough. I haven't tried the full system diagnostics yet. So back at the main menu, there's also special functions. And there is a lot of special functions that my car might not have any of these special functions, but maybe it has. So I might be able to see some of these. I would really like to see something about the battery. BMS reset. I don't like the sound of that. I just want to see what the battery is doing. HV battery. What does that do? Asian, Europe. No information on my car here. So Seat is not a very big car brand outside of Europe. Seat match. Okay. And there's different cars that I can do this on. So my car, Europe. So manuals and opposite. Can gateway and adjustment. Very matching. Okay, got it. Failed. Okay, nothing we could do there. But it did have Seat. When updating yesterday, I was amazed on how many cars there was. There was an update just in case that I was the lucky owner of a Hummer. But under special functions, there's a lot of stuff that you can do if your car wants to help you. Battery, I didn't have that. Europe doesn't have my car, and that's what you run into if you have a tiny little car like this. But there is a lot of cars here. You see, this is all of the European cars that it supports in some way, shape or form. And Asian cars, also a very nice amount of Asian cars. American cars, there's not as many, but there is quite a bunch still. Chinese cars. Great Wall, that's a nice car name. I still need to learn what I can do here, and as I need my car to drive me to the airport later, it's a bad day to start testing out different stuff, because you can actually mess up your car. And yeah, injector coating, probably a bad day to start that. But something as simple as resetting the oil counter. So if your car supports this, let's see, European, let's see if mine does. There is a Seat, so there is a possibility that when the car has had its oil changed, if it's like a smart car and it comes up in the display and tells you it's time to change your oil, well, if you have changed your oil, you can then go and tell the computer in the car that the oil has been changed, and then it will give you a warning again when it's time to change it again. If you have your oil changed somewhere where they don't reset your oil lamp in the car, well, you could go and do it yourself. And you could also cheat if you don't want to change the oil, which I will not recommend, but yeah, there's a lot of special functions. So as someone who doesn't work with cars every day, this might have been quite a bit of an impulse buy, and I would not recommend for you to go and purchase one of these, just because the chances of you actually getting to need it is very slim. But I'm hoping to get better at this and be able to diagnostics my own car, but also if someone else has a car problem, it would be nice to, I have a computer, we can try and connect it and see what the computer in the car says that what hurts. I am not stupid enough to start offering people to initialize their ignition system or do anything weird on their car. I don't know enough about that. And if you do something like that, you know, whenever there is something wrong with people's cars afterwards, it's all something that happens after you messed around with it. So no, I'm not going to do that. But if there's an error code, we can always try and reset it. I didn't show that, but you can actually go and reset an error code. If you go into diagnostics and you pick your car, smart, Seat, and I can pick the different systems in here. Yes, go under system selection. It's kind of weird. Something is kind of off here, because on the fuel system, every other system is here, and well, you can go in here and you can check that system and you can reset an error code, and it will of course pop up again if there is still an error. But with 43 different computer systems and a bunch of sensors and blah 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 and all of them, often it can just be a temporarily sensor malfunction like the one that I had in my car when I had just picked it up. Well, we reset it and it never came back. And for that, this computer would have done a marvelous job. I didn't get to use this one for this job, but if I had used this one for that job, it would probably have saved me that amount of money to go have a mechanic look at it and reset the code. I have been watching other people using this device, and the device is rather popular in the, well, amongst car people. And another thing that you can run into is that you get a whole bunch of errors and blinking lights and system malfunction. And it just turns out that your battery voltage is low, because when the battery voltage is low, well, all the computer starts to act up, and that might just be the whole thing. You need to replace your battery or charge it up again, and then everything is fine. So computer would tell you that. So, and if you still want to get one, even though I'm telling you not to get one, well, links are in the description below. But yeah, if you have a device that is way smarter than this, or if you have a good story about how you connected to your car and solved all the problem, please leave it in the description below. I would love to hear about it. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.